Are you thinking about moving abroad and starting fresh in a new country? Well, you're not alone. More women over the age of 50 and 60 are moving abroad today than ever before. But there is a lot to consider before you take that leap. So today I'm going to share the things that no one might be telling you about moving abroad so that you can make the best decision for your future. By the end of this video, you're going to understand the emotional journey of moving abroad, how to financially prepare for that move, what daily life really looks like, and how to create a life that you love instead of running away from a life that maybe you're kind of bored with right now. So for those of you who don't know me, my name is Mindy Lishman, and I'm just sharing my journey of how I moved out of the United States at the age of 56. I moved to Costa Rica where I didn't even know the language and created a life that I absolutely love. And no, I was not independently wealthy. I had put some financial things into place that allowed me to move, but trust me, I was on a shoestring budget when I moved to Costa Rica and started my new career. And I'm going to share with you how you can do this too. So there is an emotional side to moving abroad, as there is with any big decision that we're going to make. So whether you're leaving a relationship, leaving a career, or leaving to move abroad, there's always going to be fear and self-doubt that show up. But how can we learn to move past those things? How can we not let the fear and doubt stop us? You see, the seed for this move was planted back in 2013. Now, Costa Rica was not on my radar. I had read the book Eat, Pray, Love, and I was just dreaming of having that kind of freedom. But as a realtor in Florida, I was really stuck to living in that geographic location. You can't just pick up your real estate career and move it to another part of the state, let alone another part of the country or the world. So that was a real problem, especially back in 2013. Of course, Google was just becoming a thing, so I didn't know how to speak other languages. I didn't know how I would learn, nor did I have time. I still had 2 teenage daughters at home. And I let the fear and doubt keep me in the life that even though I didn't love it anymore, I stayed because it's what I knew. And now, looking back in hindsight, I realized that I could have picked my daughters up and moved them to a new country. They could have experienced that with me as young teenagers, which would have been absolutely fine. But you know, sometimes we learn our life lessons as we go along. We can't let fear and doubt hold us back, especially with the resources that we have today. So how can you move past that? Notice, is this fear or is this excitement that I'm feeling? You know, start to notice your thoughts. Where is this self-doubt coming from? What would life be like if I just jumped into this next chapter with everything that I have? And what do I have to lose? Really, what do we have to lose? You know, life can be this short, guys. Why not go for everything that you can, especially if you're over the age of 50? So, of course, there's some practical steps to moving abroad, and one of those is financial. So really figuring out how much is it going to cost me to move abroad? And what you need to do really is look at how much does it cost you to live where you're currently living. So there again, coming from the United States, my house payment, I purchased my house here, I'm making payments on it. My house payment here is about half of what it was in the US. And I'm actually paying a higher house payment than most people. My car, I paid for it in cash, but my car insurance is, oh gosh, 1/10 of the price. My food is so much less expensive. The fruits and vegetables, the eggs, the milk, they're coming from local farmers, so I'm not paying an arm and a leg for that stuff. And then, of course, your medical insurance, your expat insurance may actually be less expensive than what you're paying in the US for your insurance right now. So there are those considerations. You also need to consider, you know, are you financially in a place to be able to move or to sell a house or rent your house out or Airbnb and make the move and live off of that? Or are you in a situation, as I was, where I was actually stepping into a new career? I had heard my calling. I won't go into that right now, but I was stepping into my new career and literally just getting started. I hadn't even started on it yet. I was still doing my homework and I was on a 3-month vacation. So I had the time to do that. But what out there can you do? What do you love to do? If you love to write, maybe if you love graphics, making social media posts, freelancing, coaching, maybe there's some area in your life that you're really amazing at, whether it's health and fitness or mindset or business. Is there some sort of coaching that you can step into or consulting? Or what kind of remote jobs are available? I have so many expat friends down here who have remote jobs in the country that they're from, but they're living here in Costa Rica where their costs are maybe 1/4 of what they would be paying to live in the United States. What is daily life like in a foreign country? Well, it can be whatever you make it out to be. Of course, you may come to a country where you have some language barriers, but we can adjust to that. We can expect that if we're moving to a country where there is a different language spoken, and we shouldn't expect the people of that country to speak English to us. It's our responsibility to learn at least enough words to be able to get around in their world. So how do you integrate into a new community, maybe even one where you don't speak the language? Well, it's all about being able to give back. So the more you can give back to the locals, the more you can give back to the community. I'm not talking financially, but I'm talking in every way. So can you maybe volunteer? Can you become a part of the community in some way that they see you as one of them? And they respect you because of who you're being in their world. We have to remember we're moving to their world. In many countries where you're moving, you might find other expat communities with Facebook groups. So you can join the Facebook groups. They oftentimes have volunteering opportunities, so you can become a part of your local expat community as well as get to know some of the locals that way. Maybe go to some of the local restaurants and make an attempt to speak the language because they really appreciate that. They know you're trying, and it always brings a smile to their face. So another consideration, especially for you single women that are looking to move abroad, is maybe dating and relationships. I'm a big proponent of finding yourself first, like really discovering who am I, because maybe you're leaving the relationship that you'd been in the US. Maybe you're just living a life where you'd been, like in this bubble there again for a while, and you're finding you again. So take the time to find you. But if you find yourself ready to date, there's so many opportunities. And really, there again, finding your tribe, finding your friends, finding your new friends in the community and integrating in the community. You will meet people. And when you know yourself, that radiates out. So that person who you're supposed to meet, they'll find you. And then last of all, what I wanted to share with you is about creating a life you love and not just running away from the life that you currently have. So when you're moving abroad, do you feel like you're escaping? I understand right now in the political climate, the desire to maybe escape and just get out of that rat race, get out of that mess that's going on. But what you want to really do before you make that decision, don't just run, but make sure that the life that you're running into aligns with your bigger vision. How do you ensure that you're stepping into that bigger vision? Do you even have a vision? And this is where it's so important to create a blueprint for what you want your life to look like. Because I'll tell you what, I hadn't done that before. I was just letting life drag me into the next thing, the next thing, the next thing. But when we create a blueprint for our life, like where do I want to be 3 years from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? And yes, that might be all the further we're thinking out at this age. What do I want life to look like 3, 5, 10 years from now? But we can still create a blueprint for that life. So if you're seriously considering moving abroad and you want help getting clear on your vision, on your finances, on what those next steps might be, schedule a call with me. I've put my calendar link below because I would love to help you make this decision with confidence and clarity and maybe move that fear and doubt off to the side.